Podcast. I'm Jeff Goodman. He's Rob Hummel. And we have a great show for you today. We have none other than National Player of the Year award candidate, Ayo Dosunmu from Illinois. And trust me, you are going to want to stick around for this one. Absolutely terrific. Ayo is elite level on the court and off the court. But first, Rob, let's talk a little bit with conference tournaments starting. And it's a big week for a lot of teams, for a lot of players. You did the conference tournament thing many times. What did it mean to you, first of all, going into the Big Ten tournament?
Yeah, it was always interesting, because each season, I think, takes on a different meaning, depending on how the season has gone. My junior year, the year I got hurt, we had won the Big Ten. So that year, we're looking at getting a 1 seed. It wouldn't have meant nearly as much. Year before, my sophomore year, we've lost like 4 or 5. We lose to Northwestern at home on senior night. Last game of the year, we go to East Lansing and get driven.
Really?
So things aren't going good. And then we go in the Big Ten tournament and we win the whole thing. And it just totally springboards you to the NCAA tournament. We go to the Sweet 16. So I think it's different for everybody. I think, if you look at it from a Michigan perspective, and maybe it's different because they lose to Michigan State. They kind of get a little bit embarrassed by Illinois, I would say. Yeah. So they're playing for a little bit more now than they would have maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago. Illinois has everything to prove. If they won, I would not be surprised at all because they've got everything to play for. I just think it depends on kind of what your situation is, what does your team need going forward, and it's a great time of year, especially for the Big Ten, because you look at how good the league is, and now after you get to the first night, it's pretty much big-time games for the rest.
Yeah, listen, I love it. I love it not only for the big leagues, but I love it for the mid-major leagues.
Totally.
Already you're seeing, Winthrop and
Liberty getting in.
Liberty getting in the championship game that you did, which had all the meaning in the world. Loyola Chicago, those are the ones that are already punched their ticket as we're recording this. But, to me, those are the ones I think are there's more at stake.
Totally.
There's definitely way more at stake. Like when you were at Purdue, how many times did you go into the Big Ten tournament thinking, hey, we got to win here in order to get into the NCAA tournament?
Only my 5th year, because we could not have lost to Nebraska in the second round. We needed to beat them. So we were that close to the bubble. Every other year, my freshman year, I think we're a 6 seed. My sophomore year, we end up being a 5. In my junior year, we would have been a 1. We ended up being a 4, which I'm interested to see how Villanova gets treated, because it's a pretty similar situation.
They're going to be without Colin Gillespie and Justin Moore.
They're even more banged up than we were. Yeah, that's crazy.
It's bad. All right, so give me your top storyline going into this week is what?
I'm going to start in the Big 12.
Okay.
And I'm going to say, and I'm not saying that this is my top one of my 3, but I'm just going to start there. Will Jared Butler be on a mission? Will today's news that Cade Cunningham is the Big 12 player of the year? Not that Baylor had, they certainly have had a great year.
Yeah.
They're trending towards they are a 1 seed. But that is crazy to me. Cade's had a great finish to the season.
Yeah.
But I don't know about that.
Best player, best team, Rob. Totally. Best player, best team, right?
Yeah, to me, it's easy. Baylor has lost 1 game, and that's after taking a month off.
Right.
I would love to ask the people who vote, what are you doing? Cade is he's a great prospect. He's a much better prospect than Jared Butler.
And he's a great player. Listen,
great player, great kid.
We're not taking anything away from him.
He's the first team.
Jared Butler's been better.
First team all Big 12 selection. Totally. Cade Cunningham is totally deserving of that. But to me, the Big 12 player of the year has been Jared Butler since December, and it should have been Jared Butler today. So I'm curious to see, how does he play and how does Baylor play?
Yeah. No, I'll give you that one. All right. My first storyline would be, how do the Blue Bloods, can they make a run? Can Kentucky and Duke make a run here? Yeah. I think Kentucky has a chance. I really do. The SEC is not very good. To me, again, you stay away from Alabama, and even Alabama on the right night, we've seen it. If they're not making shots.
Don't say that. Douster's going to get offended.
I know. Well, we won't tell him. But, to me, again, Duke, can they win a couple? They got to beat BC. Then they play Louisville. And then it gets interesting, right? Then it gets interesting because if it's close, Rob, I still say if it's close and they can put Duke in the first four,
that would be awesome.
they're going to find a way.
Yeah, totally.
They're going to find a way. All right, next. What do you got?
I had that too, but I will skip over it because you went there. I'll go to the Big Ten. Can Indiana, and you said the Blue Bloods, they could be thrown in there, but can they show some life? And can they maybe get some of these people off Archie Miller's back? Because it is a loud crowd right now in Bloomington. Yeah. And I did the game on Saturday against Purdue. I just never felt like as the game was going, they actually had a chance to win.
They didn't.
And it was like a 10-point game. And it just, I don't think Purdue played that well. It was sloppy on both ends.
It always is with Indiana because they can't score.
They can't make shots. I mean, I got a text from somebody who was watching the game back a second time, and they said that they were laughing so hard at something I said, and it wasn't a bad thing I said, but one of their players took a jump shot wide open, and it hit the backboard on the other side of the rim. And he said, I made this noise. He could hear it. He said, I made it like I don't even know what it was.
Yeah.
He was just like, and there was like 4 or 5 shots like that. Wide open, air balls off the backboard.
Amazing.
Amazing. I mean, and I've said this so many times, but in a state that prides themselves on having good shooters, they don't have any. It's so crazy to me. But I think that's a big storyline. What does Indiana look like? And will they play like a team that knows their coach's job is being heavily, scrutinized here?
I'm going to go to the Big East, Rob. I think the Big East is fascinating. I actually think it's got the most storylines within a conference because you've got Villanova, and as you mentioned, no Colin Gillespie, no Justin Moore. Their point guard is probably going to be Ryan Arcidiacono's little brother, who hasn't played all year. He's played like 30 minutes all season.
Welcome to the big show.
It's amazing.
Tournament. That's
amazing to me. Creighton, with all the news swirling with Greg McDermott, can they come together? There's still a fractured locker room from what I'm told, Rob. There's still a couple players in that locker room who aren't fully behind Greg McDermott or weren't as of the last 24 hours or so. Can they kind of put aside their differences there and kind of bond together as a team these last couple of weeks and this week in particular? And then you got the bubble teams, right? I mean, Xavier, Seton Hall,
for
fighting
sure.
to get in.
Yep.
Can St. John's make a run? Like Providence, St. John's, could one of those two teams win the Big East tournament? Absolutely, in my opinion. I think the Big East might be the most interesting in a way, with so much to look at. Like every game, every team, even DePaul, right? I mean, we're going to have a new coach in DePaul next year. So, like, the end of the Dave Lato run, I
thought you were saying that DePaul could make a run. I was like,
no,
all the other ones I bought, but DePaul,
they're not making a run. There's a lot of storylines here.
Totally.
What do you got?
I'm going to stay in the Big Ten because I'm a homer for the league.
Yeah.
And I'm going to stay with who we got coming up here. How offended is Illinois over the Big Ten's kind of not decision? Because I'm guessing the coaches probably came together and said, look, if we have games canceled, we'll do it by percentage. That's my guess.
I think that was at the outset, Rob. Like 25 of the 30 leagues did it by straight winning percentage.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, it's the weirdest year ever. If that's what was decided and the coaches agreed, then that's what it was. But can Illinois take that slight and now win the Big Ten tournament? I think they're going to be so motivated, and they're already talented.
We'll ask Ayo that one here in a little bit and see what he has to say. My last one is just the mid-majors. There's going to be some Cinderellas that come out. Winthrop could certainly win an NCAA tournament game. We know Loyola Chicago's more than capable of winning one. Who else from some of these
Honestly,
smaller?
I think Darius McGee could be a household name in 2 weeks. He is electric. Can score it, can shoot it from deep. He's got a 47-inch vertical jump. Liberty. Good team.
They are a good team. So, all right, there you have it. Let's get to it. None other than Illinois National Player of the Year candidate, Ayo Dosunmu.
Let me tell you guys a little bit about our partners over at BetRivers Sportsbook. If you haven't signed up with BetRivers yet, now's the time. BetRivers Sportsbook is offering a $250 match bonus for your first deposit. But what sets them apart is that they require just one play through to turn your bonus into cash money. When you win at BetRivers Sportsbook, they pay fast. And now it's even faster with Rush Pay instant approval for withdrawals. It's safe, it's secure, it's reliable. I know because I've used it. With March Madness right around the corner, there's never been a better time to give BetRivers Sportsbook a try. Go to betrivers.com today or download the BetRivers iOS app. Must be 21 years or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
All right, welcome into another episode of the Goodman and Hummel podcast. I'm Jeff Goodman. He's Rob Hummel, and we are joined by maybe the best player in the country this year. I don't know who to give it to, whether to give it to Luka Garza or Ayo Dosunmu. It is a tough call, Ayo. I will say this. I don't want to have to make that decision. You have made it a very, very difficult decision this year. And that's honestly something that you should be proud of because Luka came in with all the hype and is obviously an unbelievable player. And you have had one hell of a season. So
thank you.
Congrats on that, first of all.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
And thanks for joining us. And
no problem. It's always
I don't even recognize you without the mask now.
I know. I was just telling my teammates now, like when I'm not wearing it around, like it feels so weird. Like right now talking to you, it feels weird because I've been wearing it like so much, just doing everything with it.
Is this a Rip Hamilton situation? Like maybe where it stays?
No, I hope not. Because I won't lie to you. Like it's been times where in practice where I definitely got frustrated with it on, like in the early process. But like the more I get used to it, I'm starting to get it's okay, but I don't want to wear it forever.
I got to say, I commend you on your mask choice here. I had the same one when I was playing in Russia. I was rocking the Ayo Dosunmu before you
great
did.
Minds think alike, man. Great minds think alike.
Exactly.
So I want to know from two guys who have worn this thing, how much does it affect you guys? Because I'm looking at you, Ayo, and I'm saying there's no way he's going to be able to shoot 40% from three with that damn mask on.
I mean, it's all mental in my eyes. The way I approached it as mental. I feel like if you shoot 500 balls without a mask, you go shoot the ball well. If you shoot 500 shots with the mask, you get the same success. So it's been pretty well. When I'm in a game or I'm shooting, it doesn't affect me at all. The only thing that it really affected when I first started wearing it was the sweat. You know, it sweats. I have so much hair, so you know I'm generating so much sweat that sometimes it can slide. But I have a nice routine now where every media timeout, I take it off, I wipe it down real good, so that when I put it back on, it feels fresh again. So, but it feels cool.
Rob didn't have that problem with his hair.
He had a cool hair like me.
I was not that issue. Hair. I was rocking the mask, but not the hair.
Did it bother you, Rob?
I still shot it good. The issue I had was I broke my nose in Moscow. And they don't make those bad boys over there. So you remember Paul Davis from Michigan State. Yeah. He had played for my team a couple years before, and they made it for him. And I actually talked to him a couple weeks ago. He said he went to Spain and had that thing made in Madrid. And they gave it to me, and they were like, here, we made a custom mask for you. I was like, man, you haven't taken anything on my face. I've taken no molds. There's no, like, how many? You probably had to take some molds, right, Ayo?
Yeah. I went down there the day after I broke my nose, and I went to a place in Champaign, and he molded my face perfectly, put it there. He fitted it on me, took it off, made sure it was right so I could look my proverbial view. So, yeah, I was blessed, I guess.
Yeah, I didn't have that luxury. So they came back and they said, here's your custom mask. And I was like, man, I know better than that. You guys didn't fit this for me.
Rob's naive. Rob's naive, but he's not that naive.
I'm not that stupid. I know you guys didn't fit for me.
Hey, Ayo, what's the best nickname so far? I mean, I kind of start calling you like Lone Ayo. I don't know. You're too young to remember Lone Ranger, and I am too. But is there a good nickname so far for you?
I didn't hear a lot. You know, Coach, he be trying to be funny. He be trying to say Catwoman. I be saying Batman. My teammates be calling me Mamba Dose. I didn't hear it all.
No, I like
my
that.
grandparents, though, they're Nigerian descent. So, you know, like when it comes to those nicknames, they're not really fond. They're not really, they don't really enjoy that. So when they were watching TV, my grandfather called me yesterday. He was like, I hate those nicknames. Your name is Ayo. He don't like that.
I got to ask you. So Michigan is 14-3. You guys are 16-4.
Yes,
Head to
sir.
head, you guys stomp them.
Yes, sir.
What comes to your mind when you hear that Michigan is the number one seed in the Big Ten champion this year?
Being a number one seed, you know, I really don't have a problem with that. I guess maybe if you look at win percentage, but I think if you look at the overall, you know, the fact that we played 20 games, that's where my problem is. I just feel like we should be, you know, co-Big Ten champions because we played the whole 20-game schedule. You know, some people may say, okay, their last 3 games, I believe it would have been against the 11th, 12th, and 13th team in the conference, but we lost to Maryland at home. You know, it's the Big Ten. Any given night, anyone can lose. So you can't just mark on your schedule, oh, these are guaranteed wins. So the fact that we played 20 games and we won 16 games, I mean, I think that's definitely, you know, should make us co-champions the very least. If they only won 14, I only lost 3. So we lost 3.
But they went on percentage. They went on winning
Yeah.
percentage, which they gave them the edge there.
We'll get back to the interview in just a minute. But before, do I need to let you guys know about a new campaign we've partnered with Manscaped on? Take care of your balls. For the month of March, if you buy anything from manscaped.com with the promo code Hummel, you will not only get 20% off the purchase price and free shipping, but a portion of the proceeds will be donated to the Testicular Cancer Society. With the reemergence of March basketball, Manscaped wants to remind men to take care of their balls. Check yourself for the most common form of cancer in men ages 18 to 34, testicular cancer. And ladies, if you're listening, make sure to remind the men in your life to take care of their balls. And under the Manscaped We Save Balls initiative, the goal here is to raise awareness for testicular cancer while also ensuring that you keep things clean and trim. So go to manscaped.com and buy the Lawnmower 3.0 or the Perfect Package 3.0, the crop mops, or whatever it is you need. And be sure to use the code Hummel, Hummel, to get free shipping, 20% off, and to send some money to the Testicular Cancer Society. Your balls, as always, will thank you.
Last time we talked, you and I talked like extensively, was probably when you made your decision to come back to school.
Yep.
And it was not an easy decision for you. I mean, I think you admitted to me, if there were workouts last year, you probably would have been gone.
Yeah, definitely.
But you came back. It's been a great year for you, a great year for the team. Any regrets? Because it's not the season that you signed up for, but I guess you kind of knew that when you decided to come back to school, that this might not be an ordinary season, a normal season.
I really don't think I really don't look at it as any regrets. I think I made the best decision for my future. I think it's, you know, one of the best decisions I made in my life, because the way I look at it is the same season, how it's an unfortunate situation in college, it's pretty much the same thing in the NBA. And if you look at the NBA, you know, a lot of guys aren't playing in the NBA unless you like maybe a first top 10, maybe 15 pick. A lot of guys you see in the G League bubble. So I feel like me coming back, you know, being a part of a historical season here at Illinois, finishing the regular season off number 3 in the country, I definitely think that I made the great decision, getting stronger, you know, improving my shooting, improving my playmaking ability. So overall, I think the decision I made was great.
I want to ask you about Coach Underwood. You know, he comes from the Bob Huggins school. He's boys with Frank Martin. I've been to a practice. It was before you got there. It can get, you know, he's got a lot of stuff to him, right?
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite story of maybe him in practice or off the floor, or something that's funny maybe that Coach Underwood has done?
I mean, it's an everyday thing with him. Like Coach Underwood, he's the type of coach where, you know, when you play for him, when you see him coach, you might say, oh, like you said, he's from the Bob Huggins class. He yells, you know, he gets on him. But when you play for him, like the excitement to come to practice every day is there, because you never know what you're going to get. You know, Coach Underwood, he'd be on me so much. Like in practice, I gave up, I think, 2 offensive rebounds to the Ohio State game. So now anytime it's a rebound, don't matter if it's my fault or not, he yelling at me saying I should have grabbed the rebound. So I just take it. You know, he always hard on me. I look at it as tough love. And, you know, it's a big reason for a part of our success.
All right. So you and Luka, National Player of the Year, Big Ten Player of the Year. Like I said at the outset, it is not easy. How do you look at it? I mean, seriously, like, how do you look at this thing? And whether you feel like maybe there should be big players, Big Ten Player of the Year and National Player of the Year?
He's a great player. I really enjoy watching him play. I really enjoyed the hard work he's put in. 4 years. But when it comes down to looking at myself, I just feel like I'm the most complete player in the country. When you look at, I can score, get my teammates involved, rebound, and also, Coach Underwood, he's on me a lot on the defensive end. Like that's a mandatory guarding the other team's top 2 players. So that's my argument for why I feel like I'm the best player in the country. And of course, finishing the season off number 1 technically in the games. We're half a game above Michigan, but we down in the win percentage column, and then finishing the season off number 3. That's how I stand when it comes to that argument.
I've got to ask you, you guys talk a lot of trash. Like I've done a lot of your guys' games, and there's some chirping going on when Illinois is on the floor, and that's a good thing. Who is the best trash talker in the league, and is he on the Illinois roster?
The best trash talker, besides myself, Trent Frazier, the best trash talker. I'm trying to think. It's not really people. A lot of people don't really talk like that. It depends. What do you consider trash talk?
You can even say, "Hey, me and Trent are the 2 best." If the 2 best guys was out in Illinois, I'm totally cool with that. I honestly, that's what I would have put money on if I was betting. I would have said, "Yeah, probably Ayo, probably Trent."
Yeah, I would say me and Trent Frazier, because I think we talk from the beginning of the game. You got some guys who wait till they're up 10 with 2 minutes left to start chirping.
Like what Michael Jordan said in The Last Dance.
Yeah, exactly.
Up 10, right? So who's talking shit when they're tired or losing?
Yeah, but Trent, he come out, he's guarding the best teams, best player. He starts at the tip. I always say, Trent, he not getting none tonight. Trent be like, yeah, your water shut off. So I think probably me and Trent, because we start when it's 20 minutes in the first half. We don't wait till, like, some people, like, they'll wait till 2 minutes left in the second half to be like, oh yeah, like start chirping.
I respect that. I got to say, when I was playing at Purdue, we were playing Washington in the NCAA tournament, and they had Isaiah Thomas. He could talk serious shit. And we had a walk-on who he's one of the best guys. He's a good player. He's a little white dude, but he can really, really shoot. And Isaiah Thomas walks by him before the game and goes, "They let little kids play on Purdue?" Like it started immediately. And it was so good. And that's kind of what you just said. You guys start talking way before the jump. And Isaiah Thomas was just like that too.
Yeah, he a different breed, definitely.
No. You know who's at a different level than everybody else on the planet?
Who?
It's KG. And
Chicago.
He's at a different level than anybody else on the entire planet.
It's different.
He's
different.
You can't bring little kids courtside.
No, you can't.
He will drop more F-bombs. Like, it's incredible. Now, again, it's hilarious. Absolutely.
I heard the story about him and Joakim Noah when, like, Joakim Noah tried to give him a compliment, and he was like, "Yo, get off my nuts!" Like, that was funny.
I will say I play with KG.
Yeah,
and I think I've told you this, Jeff, before, but man, he would make stuff up. Like I remember sitting on the bench at a game at the Staples Center, and he's screaming at Ed Davis about gambling debts, like about how he owes him money. And like Ed Davis is like turning. Everybody's kind of a little bit afraid of Kevin Garnett in the NBA at this point. He's like 20 years in.
Yeah, cool.
Talks so much noise, and he's yelling like, "Where's my money, Ed? Pay me my money." And Ed's like, "Dude, I never even met you." Like, and he's just trying to block out, and they run back down the floor, and KG starts laughing. He's like, "I never met that dude in my life," but he's not worried about blocking out now. And if you think about it, it's really smart. There was like a method to all that.
Yeah. Remember when he got down I think he got down in all fours on it was Jared Bayless, I think, right? He got down in all fours. I'm just like, oh my God, this guy is unbelievable.
Unreal.
It's at Chicago.
Yeah, it's at Chicago. West Farragut.
No doubt. All right, so you guys enter the Big Ten tournament here as the number 2 seed. You're already kind of, I think you're locked in as a number 1 seed for the NCAA tournament. What is at stake here, Ayo? Like what motivates you this week in Indy before the NCAA tournament?
We want to get for certain championship or for certain ring. That's our goal. That's our motto to come. That was our goal to win a Big Ten championship, and we have a great opportunity in front of us. So that's what we're looking forward to. That's what motivates us each and every day to go out there and try to win a Big Ten championship and hang a banner.
Is part of that you didn't that Michigan got the #1 seed and they're kind of known now as the Big Ten regular season champs? Does that must motivate you right now, right?
Definitely. I mean, it gives us a lot of more motivation. We feel like no one wants us to win. We feel like we're all that we have. So it's no better way to go show it than to go win a Big Ten tournament title and then just prove everyone wrong and then hopefully get ready for the NCAA tournament, try to make a deep run there.
Bracket Fanatics is your one-stop site for the NCAA tournament in 2021. Bracket Fanatics is the only social app that can manage your bracket and bracket pool while also letting you send and accept payouts each round of the tournament with every player in your bracket group. Here's how it works. Bracket commissioners determine the rules, entry fee, and payouts for the bracket pool. Bracket Fanatics ensures funds are collected from each player and distribute pool payout to winners once the tournament ends. After you register, set up your bracket group, pick your teams, invite your friends, while the real-time leaderboard tracks wins and points earned for your entire bracket group. It's a true social networking app where we can talk smack, which I will do absolutely with you, Rob, once the tournament starts. Unlike others in the space, Bracket Fanatics has no banner ads. They won't sell your email address or bombard you with unwanted ads. You can still join Bracket Fanatics once the tournament has started, and it's free. So assemble your crew. Sign up now at bracketfanatics.com. Don't forget to use the code MADNESS to be entered into their $1,000 giveaway. It's awarded at the end of the tournament to the player in bracket with the most wins throughout the dance. Only those using the code will be entered. Once again, pull up your favorite browser and visit bracketfanatics.com and use that code MADNESS.
What's this year been like? It's not been normal. You guys get tested for COVID every morning. If you win a big game, you can't go out. There's no going to the bar, or a party, or the frats, or whatever. Has it been fun? Has it been? I know the basketball is fun, but what's it been like for just everybody? I think, or nobody actually has any idea of what you guys have really been through this year.
I mean, that's a great question. I feel like in order to maximize, the funness outside of the basketball court, you have to have a tight-knit family. And I think that was something that we talked about when we first, all came back, and our motto is all in. We're all in for each other. We're all in for winning and everything. So when we had that conversation, we said, we're all we have. No one has their girlfriend. No one has their mom, their dads, nothing. We all we have for the next 4 to 5 months. So we have to make it what we make is going to be all our memories. So we just got closer. We started, we all live in the same building. So we had played poker together. We had played spades. We had watched the fights together. We just doing everything as a tight-knit family to try to make up for, the lack of, like you said, going out or being able to see your family or friends.
So Illinois struggled before you got there the last few years. You guys weren't great your freshman year. Then last year you're pretty good. I was out there right before the end of the year, and you guys were on track to have a good year. But what does it feel like, Ayo, to be able to kind of put this program back on the map before you leave? The impact that you've had and some of your teammates have had to get this program now to where it's credible again. What's that feel like?
It feels great. I was just thinking about it the other day after we came back from Columbus. It's an unbelievable feeling. I definitely want more. That's what motivates me to try to come out here and compete as hard as I can these next 3 days and this next month, because I feel like this Illinois program has came a long way. From I remember watching it, watching on BTN, the TV was scratchy, the uniforms were super big. They didn't have no good gear. Now
basically when I played is what you're saying. And the gear was big.
So seeing how far we came and me being a big part of that transformation, it motivates me to try to go win more so we can keep getting good recruits in and hopefully turn us into a great pipeline.
When you look at going to the next level, I feel like most players, they look at the league and they say, this guy plays like me, or this guy has had success. I want to model my game kind of after what he does. Do you look at anybody like that in the NBA right now?
I watch a lot of different people. I study a lot of different people, playmaking abilities. Like one, I like Shea. His size, his wingspan. The way he gets in pick and roll. I watched him a lot over the summer. So definitely when teams like try to hard hedge or anything like that, I like to see how he handles it because he has the same size as me. And I watch guys like him, like kind of like more big guards and pick and rolls. Like Bradley Beal also, he's about 6'3", but I like the way he comes to pick and roll, and like when he gets to his jump shot, his mid-range jump shot is deadly. So I just like more likely I like looking at different guards and different areas of how they dissect the game and to try to go out there and incorporate it in my game.
So were you as shocked as we were watching your teammates when you didn't play?
No, not at all.
In the route against Michigan? I mean, like, honestly, be honest, because nobody knew. Like, you might have thought, hey, we got a chance to win, but nobody thought it was going to be like that. Nobody.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely knew we were going to win because I seen the way our teammates play, and I seen how Michigan play. Michigan, they deep their bigs and pick and rolls, and that's exactly how we play. We keep Kofi back. So all of those shots that Michigan gives up, those are the shots we practiced for the last 5 to 6 months. So coming into it, like Michigan, they keep 2-on-2, they don't tag, they keep it between Dickerson and Mike Smith, the point guard and the center. So I knew Trent, like in practice, I seen him score 10, 15 in a row off that. I seen Bello get downhill and score off that. Like I seen it happen throughout the last 5 to 6 months. So when I knew we were playing them, I knew I wasn't playing, I knew they had to step up. I felt very comfortable knowing it was going to come through.
I want to ask you something really quick because that was a really detailed answer. How much film do you watch, like pregame? How much prep do you do? Because that was a very like coach-like answer. That was a very in-depth, detailed breakdown of Michigan's pick and roll defense.
Yeah, I watch film every day. I watch it either with my coaches or with my dad and my uncles. Is a good app I watch, so it shows all the details, of other players, percentages, and stuff like that. So I just try to study that and study other teams' tendencies and other teams how they, operate in pick and roll. Do they hard heads? How well do they do going left? Closing out middle. Do they make jump shots left, going right? All the little things like that.
Give me your best Curbelo story. He's fun to watch, man.
Bello, that's my guy. Like
his personality. Am I wrong? Like his personality. Just now, again, he could drive you crazy watching him at times, but he's so much fun to watch.
He's so tough. Like Bello. Like I knew Bello when I first got here. I text all the guys. I introduced myself and I seen him work out. I'm like, yo, like. You have the it factor, you have it. You have the ability to be great. So from that day on, I told my roommate Tyler, I said, I'm gonna get on him this week. I'm gonna get on him so he can understand the importance of how we're gonna need him this week. I remember we had me and Bella, we were in a gym. We were playing open gym and we were playing like a little pickup. So he came from high school, so he used to, willy-nilly dribble, spin move, nice. And I remember I drove one time and like he cut me off and like I like put my shoulder in his chest. He flew back to the treadmill. And then I just want to see how he reacted. He got up. He's tough as nails. He got up. He's like, yo, why you do that? I started laughing. I shook his hand like, all right, you passed the test. We good. And then from that day on, I just took him under my wing. I knew he was going to be a big part of our success as he is now. And he has a great mind. Like he wants to learn. He asks me questions. Like he has a great mind to just get better.
So you said at the beginning of that answer, I picked up on it. Your roommate is Tyler.
Yeah.
Is that another Underwood? Do you have to room with an Underwood and play for an Underwood?
Yeah, but we blessed that like our apartment is like it's spaced out where like he's on the other side, and then like I have a whole big room. But yeah, I got a room when to play for one.
Wait, what happens on the days when coach wears you out and you go back to your apartment? Are you a little bit nervous when you're like, man, coach,
No,
coach. Because Tyler, I mean, it's his son, it's different.
Coach been on me like he been on me so much the last 3 years. It's like it's more like I'm a nephew and like he's the son. So even like if Coach really yells at me, I can still talk to Tyler and know that he's good. You know what I'm saying? Because we've been in the program so long.
All right. So the last thing I got for you, can you sing at all?
No, I don't sing.
Can you sing Happy Birthday?
Yeah, whose birthday is it?
This guy.
Unfortunately, it's mine. I'm 32 today, my man.
Oh, happy birthday, man.
If you don't want to sing to me, you do
Let's
not.
Do it. Let's do it. Let's
32.
do it.
Ready? Ready, Ayo?
Yep.
I got a horrible voice. Horrible.
Let's do
All right,
it.
here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. How old are you? 40?
He's 40.
Man, I'm 32.
32. But honestly, Ayo, listen, it seems like you've been around college for a long time. Rob, he set the record. No college longer than Rob Hummel. Before they gave this extra year, I mean, this would have been like, how many years did you play, Rob?
I played 5, man. I broke my knee out my junior year, so I redshirted and came back. Just making it sound like I played for 8 years.
Rob, he gassing, Rob.
Well, listen, we appreciate you coming on. You look way better with the mask than Underwood.
I told him, like, look, like I told Coach, it's not for you, Coach. You're not a
Coach. You can put it on. Put it on to finish it off. Finish up the interview. We got to see you with the Catwoman mask. Catwoman, man. I love it. I love it. Listen, hell of a season. Keep it going. You made the right decision coming back. You don't need me to tell you that now. You know you made it, but I think at the time it wasn't easy. You didn't know you made the right decision then.
No,
right?
It wasn't. It definitely was a tough decision for me.
Good, good. Well, listen, I'll see you in Indy. I'll wave to you from up top. And thanks again for coming on.
No problem. Thank you guys for having me.
All right. Take care, man.
Okay, man.